What about the difference between from the assistant coach level? The assistant coach level is exactly that. He's an assistant coach, and he has the games, like you said, always working one game ahead of time for the head coach. And you have more of a personal relationship with the players on the team. How does that relationship change, and how do you make it change when you become the boss now? And because now that relationship has to be different than it was before. How is that?
Because sometimes when you are the main assistant coach, you have to be between the head coach and the players to help that this relationship must be as better as possible. So sometimes when player doesn't understand something, you have to go there, you have to put creme, you have to say, you have to speak, you have to help him to understand what is the main reason that the coach says something to you, because he believes on you, or because he wants that you improve this, or because you want that you have to put more attention on this, or more concentration, or whatever. No, so sometimes you have to be like that. When you became a head coach, you have to convince the player in which way you have to go, but sometimes you have to be authoritarian. You have to say, okay, this is like this because must be like this. But for me, the key of all the coaches is that always all the coaches, we have to have the knowledge to answer any question that the player is doing. This is very important, and to answer with security. And player must feel, okay, here is my coach. If my coach says something like that in this way, and he speaks like this, it means that, okay, this is true, and we have to go like that. So this is the key of all the coaches, because a lot of coaches, when player is asking something, they are like afraid. Okay, you cannot say anything, you cannot ask me because I am the boss, and you cannot say. If you react like this, you are losing the confidence of the player, because
of course,
player always will react like, okay, this is mandatory, I will do it. But you cannot find a way to convince the player to do it. And this is completely different, because after that, when you are under the stress or when you have some problems, players will react like they think, not like you are mandatory. So it's very important to convince the player to the correct way.
I think that's all the interviews that I've done and all the talking that I've done with coaches. That's one of the most constant things that they tell me, is that you have to be prepared to answer any question that a player has, because the players are in a position nowadays to challenge the coaches a little bit more than maybe they were 20, 30 years ago. And it's interesting that you said that also, because so many people that I've talked to coaching-wise have said the same thing, and that's an important thing.